Everton have had 4 points returned to their tally in a partial win over the Premier League. But the Toffees are still stuck in the middle of a relegation dogfight, and face a further points deduction before the end of the season.
An official club statement read, Everton can confirm an appeal board has concluded that the points deduction imposed by an independent Premier League commission in November be reduced from 10 points to 6 points, with immediate effect. While the club is still digesting the appeal board's decision, we are satisfied our appeal has resulted in a reduction in the points sanction.
We understand the appeal board considered the 10-point deduction originally imposed to be inappropriate when assessed against the available benchmarks of which the club made the commission aware, including the position under the relevant EFL regulations, and the 9-point deduction that is imposed under the Premier League's own rules in the event of insolvency. The club is also particularly pleased with the appeal board's decision to overturn the original commission's finding that the club failed to act in utmost good faith.
That decision, along with reducing the points deduction, was an incredibly important point of principle for the club on appeal. The club, therefore, feels vindicated in pursuing its appeal. Read more in Football 4x4. Win a Jeep Wrangler or a £30,000 cash alternative from just 76p with our discount code HIDE. Hi, my dad was Premier League star, but I went on Love Island after quitting Man City. Notwithstanding the appeal board's decision, and the positive outcome, the club remains fully committed to cooperating with the Premier League in respect of the ongoing proceedings brought for the accounting period ending in June 2023.
The club is still considering the wider implications of the decision and will make no further comment at this time other than to place on record its thanks to our fan advisory board and other fan groups throughout this process, and to all Evertonians for their ongoing support and patience. Everton now move up to 15th in the Premier League table with 25 points. The Goodison club appealed to a second independent commission after they were handed a 10-point loss in November for breaching Prem profitability and sustainability rules during the 2021-22 season.
Most read in Football Gunner keep him David Raya training banned XL Bully to guard him after violent break-ins. SAD loss. Ex-Aston Villa and Southampton star Chris Nicholl dies aged 77 as tributes pour in. More Chelsea fans want Pochettino sacked in the tunnel after Liverpool win Carabao Cup. Feeling blue. Chelsea star consoled at FT after falling to floor after Van Dijk late winner. Everton admitted the breach but contested the Prem's argument that they had lost £19. £5 meters more than the permitted, allowable losses, of £105 million over 3 seasons. The club, who hired £10,000 per day leading Silk Lawrence Rabinowitz KC to conduct their appeal, heard earlier this month, argued that the breach should have been assessed at £9.
7 meters. Everton and Nottingham Forest charged by Premier League and face 6-point deduction. Everton, who have questioned the way the process was conducted, believed the punishment was far too severe to meet their conduct, and that the breach was more down to the intricacies of the league rulebook over where money was allocated. Goodison Chiefs, backed by influential supporters including former Bank of England boss Mark Carney and Greater Manchester Mayor Andy Burnham, vented their spleen at the Prem's contention that they should be deducted 6 points for the basic breach plus a point for every £5 million over the limit.
Despite the fact that the initial 3-man commission ruled that the Prem argument, put forward by Chief Executive Richard Masters in his submission, would not hold sway. League bosses were accused by Everton of manufacturing a policy without the consent of the clubs. Now the appeal panel has accepted some of Everton's claims, ruling that while the breach deserved punishment, the initial sanction was too harsh.
Despite that good news, which takes Everton back up to 25 points and 15th position in the Prem table, both the Toffees and Nottingham Forest now face a further commission after admitting PSR breaches last season. Further points deductions for both clubs, which would massively affect the battle to avoid the drop, are expected in light of the Appeal Commission's ruling.
Read more Sun STORESTO. Your credit exact date benefits will be paid early this week, including universal credit, not an ice dancing on ice fix row as fans complain. It's rigged for Star to get to final, under Prem rules, voted in by the 20 shareholder clubs last summer. The latest breaches, conceded by both clubs although they will each mount pleas for substantial mitigation, must be completed by April 8 so that the punishments can be imposed this season. Appeals against any sanctions, though, could mean a final conclusion is not known until the final week of the campaign, if not beyond, meaning the season might finish with no certainty over potentially 2 of the 3 relegation places.